Okay, people. So now it's like February 25th, I think. It's a Monday, 2019. I just want to say, people, these corporations, Fraser Health Authority and CIBC Bank and likewise corporations, they destroy lives, literally. They destroy lives. If this is not destroying a family, okay, this is just some of the papers, people. Okay? This is not the first time we've seen this stuff on my sewing table. You tell me, when have I ever had time to sew, people? When have I ever had time to work on the nonprofit and go out and do positive things with the kids in the community? Or anything, people. Right? Here is initially when it got thrown out of court, because the court is biased, it's already bought off. That's pretty plain to see, people. I was told to write 7 pages for the appeal. You can see I did that. Right? And then I was told to write 3.5 pages or something like that. So here I've got almost 4. I brought it down to almost 4. Okay? Plus I did the 20-page amendment. Right? That was requested by Master Taylor, which was completely ignored by Judge Bowden, who falsified his transcript. You can see it goes up to 19. And then 20 is blank. Hold on. Remember, people, I'm doing this sick. Okay? High pressure in my eyes, over 50 psi. See? Nothing on the 20th page. Right? Pressure in my head. Screaming in my ears. So we went from the original notice of claim down to 19 pages, down to 7, down to almost 4 pages. So we'll say 3.5 pages. Okay? Here you can see, right? February 28th, 2018, I went in front of the judge for a no-fee application. But the judge was trying to throw it out, right along with Fraser Health Authority and their case law. That had nothing to do with Uncle John. And then he said, send it to the cops. But we already know, people, that the cops aren't going to do anything about this. Okay? Because this is like modern day lynching. Only I'm not being hung from a tree. Hold on a minute. I don't even have any place to put my camera in here. And sit down. Do you see all this? This is stuff that I had to buy to log this shit. That's what I'm going to do now, people. I'm logging this stuff. But this is the equivalent to modern day, what is it called? Lynching. Okay? You just don't see me swinging in a tree. But you see Uncle John swinging in a tree, and you definitely seen Shmay swinging with her gut open in a tree. Okay? Like the old days. Right? Because that's pretty much what it fucking boils down to around here. Right? Because the stuff that happened to Shmay's body, I'm telling you, people, when I get it there, you're gonna be aghast in terms of what these people are doing to innocent lives, innocent young people, innocent kids, innocent old people, innocent families. All right, because it's just nothing but a railroad, and when you're on a railroad being forced down to have your, the train go over your body and just snuff you out. Who does that, people? Who are the ones that did that kind of stuff? It was the government workers back in the freaking 1700s, the 1800s, and the early 1900s. Okay, it was namely white people that did that, but don't get me wrong, people, because right now we have a huge influx of immigrants coming in from China, India, and places like that are buying up all the property, forcing vulnerable Canadians out onto the streets, right? Destroying lives, kidnapping the people for the money, selling them off in body parts or ligaments and all this other crap so they can live and so that we can die. This is what Fraser Health... This is Fraser Health Authority's healthcare. This is how they looked after Uncle John. Okay? We're going to see how they looked after Shimei. Right? Amari was born with cerebral palsy. Okay? When did that happen? When they were sending Shimei home for 2 days in a row with labor pains? For 2 days she was in labor pains. And then she was in the hospital for almost 12 hours before they suddenly decided to do an emergency C-section. And to this day, Amari can't move. And he suffers from cerebral palsy. But of course, we're never going to get the truth around that one, people, because it's duty of care to the patient. Right? Fraser Health Authority is protecting the duty of care to the patient that they gave to Uncle John. All right? But yet, they can falsely accuse you of things but not stand in court and explain themselves to an honest judge. Because it's all about taking that money. Or generating money from things that they can take from people, in terms of what they did to Shimei. Right? So anyway, no fee application. That's what I went to court for on February 28th of 2018. Nowhere in there does it say it's a little mini trial with a judge that is biased, that was signed up to throw out all this as if it's insignificant. I was ordered to do this, and Judge Bowden ignored it and played it off like it was nothing. I was told to do this, and then I was insulted and said I did it wrong and I need to do it again, and I did it again, and then I was insulted again. Because that's what they like to do. They like to insult you. They insult you every step of the way. Right? Okay, let's read this. Right, you can see this. This was dated November 3rd, 2017. As you are aware, we are counsel for Fraser Health Authority in this matter. We have written to you on multiple occasions over the last several months expressing your notice of civil claim violates the Supreme Court civil rules and contains no reasonable basis by which our client may be held liable to you in law. We request that you voluntarily amend your pleadings or discontinue your claim. You refuse to do either. I refuse to do either, right, people? When was this? November 3rd, 2017. When did I submit this notice of this amendment? September 15th, 2017. So they wrote me the letter on November 3rd of 2017 and said that I was being negligent by not answering or responding. Amended pursuant to the order made by Master Taylor, dated the 15th day of August of 2017. Original filed on February 17th of 2017. So they're misleading the court again, people. Because this is what they throw at the court. On August 15th, 2017, we obtained an order from Master Taylor obligating you to amend your notice of civil claim to scrutinally particularize your claim against Fraser Health Authority. I brought it down to 20 pages, people. It scared them. But that's okay. That judge was bought off anyway, right? So then I went to the appeal court. I was told I had to write 7 pages. Then I was told I had to write 3, but that was really hard. So I brought it down to 3.5. Anyway, to scrutinally particularize your claim against FHA and to set out sufficient material facts to support your allegations. Listed many things under the Criminal Code of Canada in here. I gave them timelines. Right? I kept the legal basis as is, because that's where everything is listed under the Criminal Code of Canada. You can see that. What did I put? Reasonable consideration and leniency to legal basis in the original notice of claim against Fraser Health Authority regarding the complexity of the notice of claim and because of the health of the claimant. So they're using my health against my persons, just like they used the death of my daughter to get what they wanted. She should have been pronounced dead in the house, people, and they didn't do it. Right? And they used the fact that Uncle John picked up one of their funky flus that they release out into the community so that it kills off all the homeless people. Well, not all of them, but some of them. And it brings in the old people so that once they're in the system, they can take a hold of their assets, make them sell their houses so that they are forced to move into old folks' homes when they're not being shipped in the bowels of a ferry in a hammock, all drugged up with OxyContin, and rushed into the back door of the emergency room at the Victoria General Hospital to receive shock therapy so that they can forget their loved ones, so that their money can be put into shadow accounts. Right? This is modern day lynching, people. This is what this is. You failed to adhere to the August 15, 2017 order of the court or the direction of Master Taylor. The amended notice of claim you filed on September 15th, so they did address it, does not particularize your claim against Fraser Health or plead any material facts upon which there is a basis to support a reasonable claim. Furthermore, you have not appropriately corrected Part 2 or 3 of your amendment notice of civil claim, meaning that there are nearly 60 additional pages which have not been amended. Oh, so they don't like to read, people. Right? He can come in with all this. This is all case law, people. Case law that has nothing to do with Uncle John. This here is all case law that has nothing to do with Uncle John. My legal basis is directly related to Uncle John, and they ignore it. As you have failed to adhere to the court rules where it does not particularize your claim against FHA or plead any material facts upon which there is a basis to support a reasonable claim. Right. This is not a reasonable claim because they're protecting that money train, people. They've got their system in place and they don't want it disrupted. Furthermore, you have not appropriately corrected, read that, your amended notice of claim, meaning that there are nearly 60 additional pages which have not been amended. As you have failed to adhere to the court rules to the August 15, 2017 order and to the direction of Master Taylor, and as your pleadings continue to disclose no reasonable claim, we will bring an application to have your claim dismissed. We will be seeking our client's cost. So, I already give CIBC Bank $320 a month plus, just in interest alone, people. That's just for CIBC Bank. That's not including Royal or anything else, okay? All my nonprofit bank accounts, in terms of the nonprofit, are pretty much on fucking lockdown because of this nightmare that happened to this family and to Uncle John, in terms of just the,
Stop it.
the effect. There's a cause and then there's an effect, right? An effect. The cause and effect of what Fraser Health Authority and CIBC Bank has basically pretty much destroyed the nonprofit in terms of all its bank accounts, right? I've been paying, since Uncle John's been gone, $320 a month at least to CIBC Bank every month for the last 4 years, with the credit card still basically sitting at $19,000. Royal is still sitting at $2,500 plus whatever interest I get charged on that. At one point, I got a MasterCard because, I have to keep the house going. So that was another credit card that I had to get because all my money was going to the credit cards that I had already accumulated with Uncle John, right? So I'm paying that one, and that's a higher interest. Then I have to go off and buy paper and ink and binders and, paper dividers and, and sticky paper and all kinds of crazy crap, people. All kinds of crazy crap, right? Take buses, right? Lots of ink, lots of paper. But it's modern day lynching. This is no different than hanging me and my family that they can grab when they can grab them up in a tree and doing what they want as these professional so-called workers stand around with their KKK fucking crosses or their turbans or whatever it is, because it's not just white people. Okay, the people who got Shimei's heart valve could have been anybody out here. I'm serious. Could have been anybody. They didn't get her heart, but they definitely got her heart valve. Okay? They got a heart valve out of her people. And they didn't stop with just a heart valve. Okay? Just like they didn't stop with Uncle John, with what they did to Uncle John. Going to these old temporary care facilities where all these old people are, try and find a way to get in there and talk to some of them. You're going to find out that they're being held illegally against their will. And they're being forced to sell their houses to prop up the public union sector, because that's the only people that's being propped up through this process, right? The ones that are standing on the ground with their whatever, looking up in the tree and laughing. Okay? They're laughing, people. They're laughing at us. And then they use shit like this to learn how to get better at what they do. That's why they stonewall you. Because they look for the loopholes so that they can build in more barriers. Right? To make it harder for the next person to protect themselves or their families. This is all done to protect Uncle John. If you notice, Uncle John is dead now, though, and so is Shimei. Right? So how much is Fraser Health Authority going to charge me? Well, they can go talk to CIBC Bank and figure out how much that payment's going to be.